Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for Sunday, June 11th. All right, we got a big episode. Bitcoin has just hit an all-time high, and I want to get to Bitcoin, but I am going to stick to my own rules, and I am going to talk about the traditional markets. First, let's get some administrative stuff out of the way. I am going to update my website. I mean, that's priority 2 on my to-do list when I get back home. I'm still out in the woods, and I'll be back late tonight. And next week, hopefully my miner will arrive at some point next week. I'll figure all that out, and then I'll try and get out a video the following week. I was supposed to shoot Crypto Scam Ethereum Part 2 yesterday. That never happened. I will now look for a different co-host to try to shoot that with. I really don't know. I don't have too many options of people. I need someone that has been in Bitcoin for more than 3 to 4 years, someone that was there from the beginning of Ethereum, and someone that understands how stupid Turing-complete smart contracts are. Okay, so that's the co-host I need. So I'll need to look for another one in order to get that done. Travel schedule. A lot of this has been canceled. I'm not going to Kazakhstan. Oh, wow, American Banker is happening in a couple of days. I did not even know. Obviously, I'm not going to speak there because I wasn't planning on being in town. I don't know. Maybe I'll show up, or maybe I'll just stay home. There's more important stuff to do than be at a freaking bankers conference. I am planning to be in LA July 22nd because I'm speaking about Bitcoin scaling, which is important. And October, I will definitely be at Hackers Congress, which is the one, let's see, I clicked on it, here we go. This is on my calendar. So this is over in Prague, the Hackers Congress, which is supposed to be a great event. You can take a look at some of the other speakers. They don't have me listed as a speaker yet. I'm looking forward to meeting Amir Taki. I actually don't know. Zuko is great. Giacomo Zucco is great. I met him recently. Pamela Morgan I know. But that's about it. I don't really know the other guys, but I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so I'll be out in Prague. Also, I did an interview with Ozzy. And so go ahead and check that out. It's right here. Kings of Crypto Podcast 1. Thanks, Ozzy. I didn't even realize that was the title. So I guess he'll be interviewing other people in crypto, and that's the title of that series. So go ahead and check out our interview. There you go. That's Ozzy. That's me. All right. So check that interview out. Of course, leave comments. Like, subscribe, your call. Also, I have to recommend a recent episode of the Bitcoin Meister, where that he had John Light on. Where is it? This week in Bitcoin with John Light. This is another episode I recommend. I really enjoyed listening to this. What John Light had to say, what the person from Venezuela had to say. That was a really good episode. And also, I have a list. I should probably add this to the list, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to add. Why you guys are watching me doing this right now. And I'm going to add this to my UASF BIP148 videos public list. Add it. Okay. And now if I go to this list, and by the way, this list is in the description of my video. It's right here. So if you go to the list, you will see all the videos that I feel are important in understanding user-activated soft work and stuff like that. Every time I watch a video and I like that video, I go ahead and I throw it into this list. And then the link to this list is in the description of my video. All right, we got 125 live viewers. Let's get to the markets. Also, thank you for following me on Twitter. I can't believe I'm up to almost 12,000 Twitter followers. And look, when I started Twitter, I was a latecomer. I only opened Twitter in like June. I didn't really start tweeting till 2015. I remember when I was like so happy when I got my 100th follower. And then I was even happier when I finally got 1,000 followers. But then from like 7,000 followers to 10,000, it took like less than a month. It was just huge. Same thing with my YouTube. I don't even know how many followers I have now. I already broke 6,000 followers. And my YouTube channel, if I go to like analytics, where's analytics? Video manager. Oh, by the way, the AMA that I did yesterday, I got flagged for copyright infringement. So you guys were right. Wow. So playing like 45 seconds of a song got my video flagged for copyright infringement, which means there are going to be ads on that video. There is nothing I can do about it. My channel is ad-free. I have never even considered hitting the ads button. That's not something I do. I do not, I do not monetize my YouTube. It is just for you guys. Hopefully your donations will do the same thing as like whatever the YouTube monetization is. But these kinds of videos, they get flagged. I cannot take ads off of those. So, and I don't want to take the video down. So there you go. So that's what actually happened. If I go to channel analytics, yeah, I don't want to jump onto the video. So, and I'll go through the markets real quick, guys. Yeah, if I do all time, lifetime. My lifetime in YouTube, look, I opened the account on August 31st, and I didn't even start making YouTube videos till like October, right? So I've only been on YouTube for about 9 months with my own channel, and this is great. Notice how this section is blank, which means I have not once monetized a single video, all right? This like spike, that's because of the Dash crypto scam. These viewing spikes are because of the scaling debates, and these are like my top viewed videos. All right, so that's basically my demographics and stuff. 95% male, 5% female. So there you go. All right, so these are basically my lifetime YouTube stats. I mean, I don't care. I'm a public person, so what do I care? All right, let's close down. Let's get to the markets. S&P 500. Whoa, wicked candle on Friday. Big up and down day. It usually signifies indecision, and then we did have this 9. So let's see what happens here. This is generally a big indecision day. This is a giant doji, also known as a dragonfly doji. And yeah, and when this happens at the top, it usually leads to some downside. So let's see what happens on Monday. If Monday starts to be a bad day and closes as a bad day, then we might be in for a little bit of a pullback, okay? All right, weekly still looks good. We are above the breakout line of the previous high, and weekly still good. Daily, a bit of caution. Weekly still good. Gold. So gold has been correlated with the stock market lately, right? So gold's been going up, stock market's going up. Gold has had a huge hit the last 3 days, which may be telling you something about the stock market coming up if they continue to be correlated. You know my rule on double tops. Because there is a double top here, it makes me very cautious of big gold downside. So right now, for me, gold is in a no trade zone. The moment gold starts to go back up, I become bullish. So I'm definitely going to slide this over, and I'm going to slide this over, right? Gold closed 1 day above the previous high. It was around the intraday high where it closed. This is a double top. My rule on double tops is it's going to go higher, okay? But I want to see it. I'm still not convinced, all right? So right now, for me, between this low and this high, gold is in a no trade zone. I'll wait. If we go down back here and make a new low, that's it. I'm back I'm back to being a full-blown bear. The moment we get back here, or even near it for a third triple top, I'll be bullish gold. I'll probably take on a position. Okay, don't believe in double tops being an actual top. Okay, and then this top is nearby, so it's possible that gold has finally ended its bear market. I'm in the neutral zone right now. Weekly, I expected a rejection right here. It's possible that it was a week late. Okay, look, none of this shit is perfect. All right. If next week we close below this trend line, I'm back to being bearish. All right, back to being bearish if we close below the trend line. Right now, I'm completely neutral. All right, still got my bearish arrow, still got my bullish arrow. No way I'm taking on a position in gold right now. Well, let's see what happens. Oil is playing out by the book. I drew this red channel going down, looking for lower oil prices. We're near the bottom of this channel, and nothing to comment as long as we stay in this channel. Done. Euro had an off week. I still think Euro is having a really big dead cat bounce. It might go as high as 115. I doubt it would go to 120, but maybe 115-ish. And that should be all she wrote. And then down goes the European Union. The British pound is having its own issues. Again, see this up and down dragonfly doji candle usually signals a reversal, but now we have a double top, which signals continued upside. Let's give it another week. Let's see where it goes. Definitely no trade zone right there. All right. Okay, Bitcoin. Okay, so at this point, this is when I usually thank you guys for. I got 186 viewers. I'm surprised. People wanted me to do these earlier for the European viewers. I've been usually hitting like 300 to 400 viewers when I do these a little bit earlier. Maybe it's a little way too earlier than usual. Usually I'm hitting about 300 viewers, but oh well. We'll see how that goes. But my numbers have been going up, which is great. Okay, thank you guys for donating. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for talking about me and telling other people. I'm already seeing like other videos and people are saying that I have one of the better channels on YouTube. I appreciate that very much. Also, thanks Richie Rich for helping me out with questions. I know you only have another 30 minutes or so, so please throw in your questions. Rich will give them to me. I might make an earlier, I might not spend too much time on Q&A today, only because I spent 2 hours on Q&A yesterday, and we got through a lot of your questions. All right, so today we hit a brand new all-time high, and this is great. I would love to see us hit 3,000 today on this candle. So over the next 6 hours, I would love to see 3,000. And here's the thing. To be honest with you, as bullish as I am, because for fundamental reasons, and I'll talk about those in a minute. As bullish as I am for fundamental reasons, technically, we're about to run into a problem. Let's start with the first problem. I'm going to zoom in. You know what? I'm not going to zoom in yet. All right. All right. Hold on a second. So look how many weeks we've had green candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. When was the last time this happened? Let's go back to 2015. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So in 2015, we also had 8 candles, and then we hit a moonshot to 500 and then crashed all the way down to 250 for a 50% loss. Okay, let's go back further. Let's look at over here in so that's exactly the same amount of candles. 8 green candles in a row. 8 green candles in a row. Okay, let's go back to end of 2013. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing, right? We went from $100 around October all the way into November for 8 straight weeks of bullish momentum, taking the price from about 110 all the way to 1100. Again, 8 candles, 8 green candles in a row, and then it was all she wrote. All right, let's go back one more. This is 2013, right after the halving, or soon after the halving, in early 2013. So as of January 2013, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 green candles. Okay, that was one of the biggest runs of green candles. If I go back further, I'll find one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so this means that we've had 2 13-week green runs. We've had 2 8-week green runs, and right now this is the 8th week. Okay, so technically this could be a little bit of an issue. I'm going to zoom in right here just so you guys can see it clearer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on my numerical indicator, okay, because this is important. I haven't looked at this on Bitcoin probably ever, but look at this, right? Look what's going on. This current run is giving us a 9. Can you see that 9? Right there. Okay, boom. Indicating that this should be the week that ends the bullish run, all right? Technically. Now, fundamentally, I think Bitcoin will be over $5,000 by August 1st. But technically, this is a technical point of caution, all right? Let's take a look at the last time we got a green 9 right there. See that 9 right there? Boom. Look what happened the next day. We had a scare and we fell, okay? So not the next day, sorry, next week. These are weekly candles, okay? So the next week we went all the way up, but then we closed the week lower. So that 9 was the highest weekly close. And then a month later, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks later, we had a slightly higher weekly close, okay? Let's take a look at the previous 9, all right? Previous 9 didn't do all that much because we immediately started a brand new 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 count, okay? We then immediately started a 9 count that got broken, and then we started again and they got broken. When they get broken, it's actually not a bad thing, okay? And let's go back further. Also, the 13s on the bottom also indicate that the bullish momentum has been exhausted. So there's, okay, you know what? Let me go backwards a little more. This stuff is important, guys. If you're a technical trader, this is important. Any technical trader on Wall Street knows exactly what the hell I'm talking about right now. But most amateur traders have absolutely no clue. Another 9 right here didn't really do all that much. I mean, they don't always lead to sells. But and there's a couple of ways to interpret the 9, actually 2 different ways, and I'll mention that in a second. All right. I'm not going to talk about the bearish 9s because we're not in a bear market. We're in a bull market. Boom. Look at that, right? 9 right there. The August, the 2013 top ended on a 9. Now this week we had, and it's a green 9. It's actually a perfected. And anyway, I'm not going to get into the details, right? There are like 800-page books on this indicator alone, all right? This could get complicated if I really dive into it. So look, another run up, and if I get copyright infringement on this, that's going to actually hurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and boom. That ended the bull run, and then down we went. Okay, so you have to take these 9s seriously. You have to take these 9s seriously, okay? And back here, we did have a 9 right here, had a little iffy week. The following week, it was starting to fall, but then we started going up again, okay? So it didn't actually work out all that perfectly. But this was a strange time period. Remember, the Willy bot had some say in some of this stuff, all right? So there you go. So how am I interpreting this 9 right here, okay? So the way I'm interpreting this 9 is, oh wow, I really did scroll back kind of far. No, this chipmunk is really annoying the hell out of me because he keeps like it's like taunting me now. It's like keeps running around me. When I turn on my camera, you guys will probably see it. Man, hope no PETA people are listening. Otherwise, I would tell you exactly how that one's going to end. But all right. So how am I interpreting this 9? Well, I would love to see Bitcoin go up right here. Oh, we dropped a little bit. We were at 2950 when I started this video. Okay, we are at all-time high. Now, it's very possible that we're going to start off next week going higher. Okay, but right now, hopefully when I get home, we're closing near the top. We're closing near 3,000. I want to see 3,000. Once it hits 3,000 or close to it, but I think some people already started selling. This is a nice price. This is not a bad time to take some of your profits off the table. It's just not. It's perfectly reasonable. Now, I am not doing that. I am going to hold through this mess, and I think we're going higher. But technically, this is an unprecedented run, and you know, in good conscience, I cannot be telling people to just hold through it, right? When my clients were calling me a couple of weeks ago, I was telling them, no, hold through it, hold through it. Right now, I'm not doing that, okay? Perfectly reasonable, take some money off the table, all right? I'm actually gonna buy a couple of the things that I wanted to buy earlier this week, but I don't know if I wanna do it now. I'm getting a little picky. I want it to come closer to 3,000 and then I'll do it. So maybe at like 29.75, I'll be looking to buy a couple of things with some Bitcoins. But I'm not selling. I don't have any exchange accounts, all right? So how to interpret the 9? Okay, so one of the ways is we're going to have a 1 to 2 week pullback because these are weekly candles. So look for a 1 to 4 week pullback and then the continuation of an uptrend, which is signified by these numbers on the bottom. See, when you get a 9, you also get this 1 right here, right? And then you start a completely different count with different rules all the way to 13. And when you hit the 13 on the bottom, this 13 follows this 9, okay? This 13 means that the uptrend from this 9 has been fully exhausted. The problem is that I don't have a Bloomberg terminal, but this 9 should have started a second 13 count, which you don't see here, right? So this 9 would have started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this would have been an 8, this would have been a 9, this would have been a 10, this would have been 11, this would have been 12, 13, and 13, right? So this is where the second 13 would have ended. I mean, I can do these things in my head because I'm very familiar with this indicator. This is where that second 13 would have ended if I had better programming skills and I can program it in, or I pay for the use of this indicator and not have to write the code myself. So anyway, so one way to interpret it is a 1 to 4 day pullback and then starting a 13 count on the way up. The 9 count has to be consecutive, the 13 count does not. And they're calculated differently via the math, which is not that complicated of a math, by the way. The other way to interpret the 9 is that it's a complete trend reversal and we go down from here. I do not believe we go down from here. I can see a 1 to 2 week pullback, a 1 to 4 week pullback, and then go higher into August. Or we may not even pull back. We don't have to, right? I mean, this was a 2 week pullback and then we go higher, and this didn't have a pullback at all and we started another 9 count. Personally, I would love to see a straight up another 9 count, but that would take us 9 more weeks, and that takes us past the August 1st date, which is going to be tricky because some people are going to panic. I am still very bullish Bitcoin. I believe that people are going to take Bitcoin off the exchanges. They are not going to take a risk. The exchanges are not saying how they're going to handle BIP 148 and the user-activated soft fork. You cannot trust these exchanges. You get your Bitcoin off of these exchanges and you hide them and you put pressure on these exchanges. You make them tell you as the customer what the hell they plan on doing. Because what we're looking at right now is the core developers. Oh man, I'm like mixing up a lot of things here. So I think people are going to pull their Bitcoin. The liquidity on these exchanges is going to dry up, which means that it's going to be hard to buy Bitcoin and therefore leading to higher prices. Basically what GBTC is doing. GBTC has a stranglehold on liquidity. They have a stranglehold on the supply. Therefore, any kind of demand, big or small, is shooting the price of GBTC through the roof. I can see the same scenario happening across all of our exchanges. Also, I mean, I immediately realized this, but I guess I have to say it. Adam said it on his show because someone pointed it out to him. And here it is. If people start pulling Bitcoin off of these exchanges, we're about to find out real quick which exchanges are solvent and which are not. So if any of these exchanges have Bitcoin missing, I think they're about to find out, okay? And if some of these exchanges are not fully capitalized with the Bitcoin, it can get crazy. First of all, if people start withdrawing their Bitcoin from these exchanges and the exchange is not solvent, I mean, maybe that exchange is rich on Ether, but if it's not, okay, then that exchange has the option of taking the rest of the Bitcoin and running, okay, as like almost like more like a crypto situation, right? There is a okay, it's a big if. I am under the assumption that every exchange is fully solvent, okay? I have no evidence that any of these exchanges are not solvent. However, if an exchange is not solvent, there's two ways it's going to end. It's going to end like Mt. Gox, or it's going to end like Cryptsy. The difference is Cryptsy wasn't solvent, but the CEO took the rest of the money and disappeared, okay? Mark Karpelès didn't do that. That's why he ended up in jail. So you better hope that if a CEO is running an exchange that doesn't have the liquidity to pay out all of the Bitcoin, you better hope that he is as honest as Mark Karpelès and not taking the rest of the money and disappearing and actually, you know, facing the consequences of losing the Bitcoin, as opposed to stealing more of your Bitcoin and running away to China like Big Vern did, okay? So, I mean, we're going to find out, all right? Brave New Coin Liquid Index, haven't talked about this in a while. See this green arrow? I can't. Whoa, talk about being lucky and getting that one right. Should have drawn this arrow all the way to the moon, okay? Again, we're going up. We're going up, right? I don't know if I really want to zoom in on this. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to zoom in on a daily chart for one and one reason only. I'll zoom out later on my own time. I'm zooming in just to put the same numerical indicator back on. See what happens here. My scripts, there it is. Takes a little while to calculate. Boom. All right, we had a 9. It wasn't a perfect 9, but it was a 9. Okay, I programmed it with the arrow and without the arrow. Okay, wasn't a perfect 9, but it was a 9 2 days ago. Okay, that's a good sign, because if the 9 was happening today, that would be a bit of a bearish sign. Okay, also look here, last time we had a 9 right there and a 13 on the same day. This 13 would have come from this 9. We had a 9, we immediately had another 9, and we immediately had another 9. These are great bullish momentum, guys. And then this 9 finally gave us a 13 count on this day. So that's called a 9-13-9, which is fairly bearish. And the next day was a rough day, and then 2 more days, right? So we had that 2 to 4 day pullback and then higher. We just had a 9. We did not have a pullback. We're now starting a new 9 count. So on a daily chart, this is fairly bullish. The 9 did not immediately lead to any downside. So this is good. So we might be ready for another bullish 9 count, which would be great. Okay, but these are daily candles. All right, here is Bitfinex. By the way, Bitfinex and Bitstamp are now identical at 1-to-1. At least they were earlier today. which is awesome. I no longer have to do 2 charts. I will now just go back to my Bitfinex chart. So it's nice for them to come back together, okay? Here's Bitfinex, and it's at 29.31. The Bitstamp is at 29.37, so they are now in sync. Perfect. If we fall from here, I'm looking for a fall back to this yellow line right there, all right? The previous yellow line I had was here. I'll make that yellow in a second. So there, okay? If we crash, that's where I'm looking for a pullback, all right? Hourly, I tweeted this out. Let me see here. Here's what it looks like right now. Nope, here's what it looked like a few days ago. When did I tweet this out? On the 9th, or not on the 8th, okay, because the 9th hasn't started yet. In the evening of the 8th, I tweeted this out, and I specifically pointed to the hammer candle. Look, hammer, hammers, hammer, okay, very obvious reversal candles. I even pointed it out, how it went up and then consolidated and then bounced, and I was looking for this, okay? And then look what happened a little bit later. I tweeted this out, I believe, yesterday on the 10th, and here you can see that I pointed to that we're staying in this green channel, which is even steeper than this purple channel. And that's my theory, that people are gonna wanna move all of their Bitcoin off the exchanges, causing a liquidity crunch. And double top, boom, that's not gonna hold. We're gonna go much higher. Let's take a look at what happened. We fell a little bit, and boom, one more hammer. See this hammer? Beautiful, beautiful hammer. Literally textbook hammer right here. That happened a few hours ago, or like, I'll get to that in a minute. That happened not a few hours ago, more like 24 hours ago, maybe a little bit less. And yeah, yesterday evening, and boom, off the hammer, up we go, brand new high, looking great. This was the purple channel. We're staying in the purple channel, and then when we swing out of the purple channel, if we hit the top of the green channel, I still think we're gonna get close to 3,000, which would be nice. But on a weekly chart, there is some technical caution you need to be aware of. All right. Litecoin, quick word. Litecoin in terms of Bitcoin is actually staying steady. It's still holding this Fibonacci, so not much to see there. On the daily chart, not as good. Versus Bitcoin, we have broken some support, which is a bit unfortunate. Actually, the latest candle has taken us back above it. I still think Litecoin is in good shape and is a good hedge in case Bitcoin is having problems. Here is the hourly chart of Litecoin. I'm going to extend this. We have broken it, which is great. And this arrow is looking nice. I'm not even going to move it. In dollars, Litecoin is at almost at 32 bucks, so it's good. I still have a target for Litecoin in dollars at 45. All right, let's close that. I think that's about it. Let me close these Bitcoin charts. No, don't save. No, don't save. Great. Oh, yeah. So people were questioning, how come? Why would people hide their Bitcoin? Why would people pull their Bitcoin off exchanges? Why wouldn't they just sell it for dollars? And I talked about like panics. So everything you see on the screen right here is from Martin Armstrong. Feel free to pause the YouTube video so you can read this. This is also out on my Twitter. I tweeted it in replies. I tweeted it as a tweet. I might tweet it as a tweet. I got to figure out how to word it correctly. And these are just examples of how people were so scared during trouble periods back in the Roman days that they would literally hide, like dig holes and hide Roman coins. And they were doing this even with Roman coins that were completely debased of silver. But the confidence that Rome is still the standard in the world at the time, that they just wanted to hide these coins so that, you know, they wouldn't be pillaged. like tax authorities wouldn't find out all this other stuff. So they would like hide them, and this was happening. Roman coins were hidden all the way as far up as like the United Kingdom. So when people get scared, they hide their money on their own terms. Leaving it on exchange is not hiding your money. No, let's not save that. Okay, here's a great tweet. Thank you, Mr. Hope, back to 2010, and discovered this. This was written by, I believe, Hal Finney, which is very unfortunate that he passed away and is no longer with us. He is one of the people, though he always denied it. And here's what he said. There needs to be a secondary level of payment system, which is lighter weight and more efficient. This is like 5 years before Lightning was even, or SegWit were even thought. And even he knew back then that on-chain scaling was not going to happen. Okay, we need SegWit, we need Lightning. All right. I think I'm done with my pictures. Oh, almost done with my pictures. RBTC is such a cesspool. Don't ever go there. I went there because they took of course, everything I say out of context all the time, and then they just started straight up lying about some of the things that I said, which is completely not true. I never said this. That is complete bullshit. And but they all they do is lie, and all they do is spread. Okay, that's all they do. It's a complete cesspool. All right. Rich is helping with questions. Let me not be stupid and open Skype right now. All right. What else did I want to say real quick before I get to your questions? All right. This tweet. All right. Do I even care? Do I even care what the altcoins are doing? I don't care. Ethereum, the Ethereum scam, $343. Excellent. The BitShare scam, where is it? I heard it's been going up. Boom, right there. Awesome. People are just dumber than I give them credit for. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Now, Twitter and this tweet. Okay, so when I sent this out, this is what we had. Why is it so zoomed in? I guess that's better. Still zoomed in too much, but that's what we had. Okay, when I tweeted this out. Okay, look what it looks like now. Where is? Oh wait, I can't do it that way. I gotta take this out. Boom. Look what it looks like now. This is all right, absolutely beautiful. Let's look at this. Okay, we have managed over. I look at this. Alex Mark. Shoot. Look at Gregory Maxwell and Alex Marcos, two very, very, very important people. Very important people. They are no longer no's on BIP 148. This is us, guys. This is the community. We are the ones that are changing their view on it. All these guys want, all the core developers want, is community support of BIP 148 user activated soft fork. If the community supports it, they will support it because it has SegWit. They all want SegWit. These are the core developers. Okay. Barry Silber tweets out that oh wow, what did I just do here? Oops. Damn it. I didn't know these were I didn't know these were orderable. Shoot. Damn it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, look at SegWit 2x. Look at this. Matt Carello, Okay, this is awesome, man. This is awesome. This is some like level 8 trolling right here. I absolutely love it. It's hilarious. Okay, this is the SegWit 2x compromise. No developer is interested in this because they know how dumb it is. Okay, these are the smart people in the room. These are the smart people. Every one of these people is 10 times smarter than me, hands down, easily 10 times smarter than I am. Okay, and I will listen to their opinions. When these guys talk, I listen. I may not agree, but I'll certainly listen. Okay, Jorge, come on, man, come on. You're in group chats with us in the dojo. I'm barely ever there, but you are. Come on, man. You gotta at least get to here. You gotta at least get to the yellow. You gotta at least get to deficient. All right, Matt. All right, maybe one day. I don't know who this is though. I know the other guys. So. But this is huge, guys. I mean, Greg Maxwell, Alex Marcos are now deficient. Deficient means that the idea, but consider it to have insufficient community support. Come on, that's us. That's us. Put pressure on the economic nodes. I'm not asking you to buy a miner. Let me be the idiot that does that, okay? Get a full node. At least signal BIP 148, right? At least spread the word. Change your Twitter handle, harass your exchange, harass your wallet provider, find out what they're doing. Start emailing mining pools, telling them that if you're a miner, telling them they need to support it. We need to know how much support it has. If we can get the support in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we can do it, guys, because here's what we need these developers for. We need these developers to update the code. The problem that we have right now is that the user-activated soft fork on August 1st, in order to actually mine the SegWit blocks, that code was not written by these core developers. It was written by other competent people. And the problem right now is businesses are it's probably against the promise to their users to run any code that was not signed off on by core. And the unfortunate situation that we are in right now, I need to turn my camera on for this, even though I want to keep showing these things. Well, this is the old one. I don't want to show the old one. I have to show the new one. Okay. Can't really show this on my camera. Look, what we need is we need these developers on board. If we can get these developers on board, they will go ahead and write the code for the user-activated soft fork that the economic nodes will be willing to run. The minor problem that we have right now is that in order to enforce the user-activated soft fork, you have to run this is safe code. I'm certain of it, because if it wasn't safe, somebody would have already. No, I'm turning on my camera. All right, we got 300 viewers. Awesome. Let's stop screen share. Okay, look. If we can get enough community support, the core developers will sit down and they will update the software inside BIP 148 to be signed off on by them for safety reasons. Once that happens, the economic nodes, like exchanges, will be way more willing to run that software. Right now, the problem is that because the software in BIP 148 user-activated soft fork was not signed off, was not written by core. And remember, core is not a single entity. Core is a combination of like 100 decentralized developers that have been programming Bitcoin for a long time, okay? One of the biggest contributors is Blockstream. You also have Chainco Labs in New York. You also have Cypherx with Eric Lombroso and other contributors, okay, that are paid by other organizations in order to program open source software, which is Bitcoin Core, all right? If these guys are on board, they will update the software inside BIP 148, which would make it a lot easier to convince the economic nodes to run it. But we need to put pressure on the economic nodes so that then they would request the core developers to write it, because the core developers do not want to be the tiebreaker. It's not their job. They don't want to be political, okay? Let Bitcoin Unlimited developers be political. Let the Bitcoin Unlimited founders be political. Our core developers do not want to be political. They don't want to be the ones pushing a user-activated soft fork, but they do need to make it safe if the community wants it. So if we want it, we have to don't put pressure on the core devs. They know exactly what's going on. This is their job, okay? The moment we can convince them that enough economic majority wants the user-activated soft fork, they will make it safer, okay? Their job is to make it safer. Now, hopefully, some smarter people than me can convince them that we need them to program safety into it either way. Here's the thing, what they're worried about, again, these are just my opinions. I'm not in any of their meetings, okay? Excuse me, guys. Should have brought some water. I'm done drinking for the day. Well, I'm done drinking for yesterday. That was my beer. You saw me on camera. Taking a break today. I don't want to, don't want to make it obvious that alcohol is a problem. But the core developers, they will help the community if the community wants to user-activated soft fork. My opinion is that these core developers don't want to pick sides right now, because if they try to help the user-activated soft fork and they nudge it a little bit, but they nudge it into this zone of creating a contentious hard fork, they do not want to be responsible. No one wants to be responsible. I will potentially be responsible for that, but you know what? This is why I'm not beholden to anyone, and why I don't take money other than viewers and people that want to use me for consulting, which I haven't even mentioned this episode. If you do want to talk to me privately, it's 0.1 Bitcoin per hour. I mean, let me know what you want to talk to me about, and if I feel that I'm unqualified to talk to you about it, I will not do it, okay? But if you want to talk about trading, finance, if you want to understand this stuff better, okay, feel free. It's all completely voluntary. I have a refund policy. No one has ever called me up on it. But then again, I haven't really been wrong about the Bitcoin price recently either. All right. So let's get back to this. So I think you get the point. I think you get the point, right? Like, don't put pressure on the core developers. Put pressure on the economic nodes that will then show the core developers what they need to do to make BIP 148 safer. All right. It's time to get to your questions. My rant is over. I think Rich cannot stay much longer. I will only get to these questions. I don't want to, this video has already been going on for about 15 minutes. I'll try and answer them quick. And I'll get there. Someone said, Tone, can I make an interview with you? I don't know who asked that. Look, please reach out. My email is in my video description. Go to my YouTube channel. My email is right there in my in the banner of my YouTube channel. You have my email. If you want to interview me, okay, here's the thing, right? I am getting a lot of requests for interviews. I am now fairly selective with my interviews. One of the reasons why I started doing my 1-hour consulting charge is because I was being spammed. Not spammed like in a bad way, but way too many people were asking way too many questions, and I could not handle that, right? So I have to put up a paywall. If your questions are really, really important and you really need to know the answers to them, my time is valuable. You'll have to pay for that time, right? I'm about to start treating interviews the same way. I have never charged anyone for an interview. I have always done them voluntarily, but I am getting a lot of requests for interviews as well. And this is going to be completely arbitrary. If I like your channel and I like what you stand for, and I really want to contribute, then I most likely will not charge you at all. But anyone is always welcome to donate, which they can also do in Litecoin these days. But I don't want anyone to use my name to prop up their brand new YouTube channels, or YouTube channels I don't agree with, or if that channel is pushing, a bunch of garbage. I don't know if I want to be on that channel, okay? So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put up a paywall because again, I'm trying to make my time valuable. And if I have to choose between a bunch of interviews, I'm going to choose the one that has the most audience already. And if I see that your YouTube videos have fake viewers, that's a big no-no. I'd rather, this is why I appreciated when Ozzy asked me to come on his channel. It's a brand new channel. I immediately glanced at a few of his episodes and I said, you know what? I like this guy. I like what he has to say. I agree with his views. He agrees with my views. Sure, I'm willing to come on your show. But if I'm not a big fan of your show, then I'll probably say no. I don't want to get into the process of charging for my time to do an interview. I don't want to go there, but if I am getting too many requests for interviews, I may be forced to do so. So please reach out to me privately. I'll check out your channel and then make up my mind if we would do an interview on there. All right, that was probably a longer answer than it should have been by a mile. Why not back down from a user-activated soft fork? There are less disruptive ways of activating SegWit that won't cause the uncertainty and price damage to Bitcoin. You know what? Because I didn't start user-activated soft fork, right? I'm not the one to talk to, right? I was late. I mean, the user-activated soft fork, I was first informed of it in February. I found out about it in February. And then look, February, March, April, May. In May, I finally joined this. So I took a reasonable amount of time to really think about what I'm doing, okay? And no, I don't think now is the time to back down. The safest way of doing it is going to be too late. I don't want to wait till October 2018. I don't think that's reasonable, okay? There's so much proof that the miners are doing this for selfish reasons, not for the benefit of the Bitcoin community. And it's time that the users showed a little bit of their hand that they matter, okay? And I think it's important. So no, the time to back down from a user-activated soft fork would be 1 week before August 1st, when you know it can't be done. And right now, I see lots of momentum. I mean, I think the slush pool is already up to like 4%, and I think that's only going to increase. I mean, look, the core developers are definitely changing their mind. Oh, nope, can't look, I'm sharing screen. Anyway, so I don't think now is the time to pull punches here. I think now is the time to double down, and let's see what happens later on in August. If Bitcoin was to hard fork, how would you go about claiming the extra coins? The person is confused. I don't know yet. I've never had to do it. I mean, here's my best guess on how that would go. Make sure you are in control of your own private keys, okay? You're in control of your own private keys, like whether it's a Trezor, whether it's a Ledger, whether it's, Bitcoin Core, okay? Let's say you store them on a Bitcoin Core wallet, right? So if Bitcoin hard forks, you would wait until it, not it forks, after it hard forks. Big difference, okay? If it hard forks, which I hope it doesn't, but if it hard forks, wait till both chains are somewhat stable, and then you would take your coins, your private key, and you can access your coins on one node, that's SegWit node, and then you can also restore that same private key, that same backup. You have a backup of your Bitcoin. You can, like, once it splits into two, you will be able to restore your Bitcoin on both sides, okay? And there will be lots of websites, reputable websites, that will give you directions on how to do it. I do not know how to do it myself yet. I never did it with Ethereum because I never had any Ethereum. And there's plenty of time for you to learn how to do this. And let's hope you never have to do it. Okay, next. If we have serious fallout in Bitcoin and altcoins, what best option do you see to cash out Bitcoin? Convert to fiat on exchange is not ideal. Maybe Volturo. Volturo is not a bad option if you believe in gold, I guess. But hey, be careful though, right? I mean, Well, let's find out. I know Volturo is a huge supporter of the user-activated. Okay, let me not go there. I know Volturo is a huge supporter of SegWit. I don't know if Volturo is a supporter of the user-activated soft fork. And if Volturo is a custodian of your Bitcoin, yes, you need to find out from Volturo what the hell they're planning to do about the user-activated soft fork. I don't know. I don't like. I'm friends with. I guess I'm kind of. I know the CEO, but I haven't like spoken to him since our interview on the record. So I have no idea what he's thinking about the user-activated soft fork. So if you're a user of Volturo, you got to find out. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. This is way too early for even me to speculate. I think the price of Bitcoin will go up into the user-activated soft fork. What's going to happen after really depends on if there's a hard fork, if there isn't a hard fork. Will we get the majority of the miners on SegWit? Won't we? Like all this stuff. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so where was I going with this? So it depends on a lot of things. So I really don't know. Oh, here's the thing, right? My astrological predictions on dates. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. I will double check. Someone emailed me. They wrote a Python script to solve my mystery of when my cycle of dates comes due. And it's actually August 11th. Okay. So August 11th. So I will incorporate this Python script into my article when I update it on dates. So for me, so the article that I wrote back on Cointelegraph in 2014 saying that the most critical day in the life of Bitcoin is going to be in August 2017. The actual day is August 11th, not August 14th. Okay. So Math has fact-checked me, and the date is actually August 11th. And I promise I will write that article, and I can use that Python script to spit out dates into the future. And these are dates of importance, okay? This was my date of importance a long time ago that it's coming, so August 11th. Maybe, hopefully on August 11th, this will all be resolved, and that would be great. But August 1st is a very critical day, okay? But my math puts it on August 11th, and that was the math that I did 3 years ago, okay? It was just the math itself was rounding. When I did it, I rounded because I kind of did the math with a pen and paper. But when you put some code to it, it spits out a more exact number. Actually spit out the number to the second. But let's not get crazy here, right? Let's just stick to the day, August 11th. In fact, I'm happy I came within 10 days of a significant Bitcoin event. All right, let's move on. In the past, when Bitcoin has crashed, how far did it lose value? Were there major crashes in an hour, or was there a time to get out? No, you're not lucky enough to have time to get out. When it crashes, okay? Crashed incredibly quickly after the ETF announcement, crashed incredibly quickly on the China regulators showing up at the Chinese exchanges. The universe does not help you. The trading universe is even more ruthless, okay? When it crashes hard, okay? Now, Bitcoin has crashed over 75% 3 times. Can it do it again? Yes, it can. But the higher we go before the crash, the better it is because we'll stop earlier. I would love to see us get to 3,000 to 5,000, hopefully closer to 5. And then, even if we crash 80%, we will stay above 1,000. I think that 1,200 is very important. If we crash below 1,200, that would be devastating. I think Bitcoin can handle a crash to 1,200 at any level between now and $5,000 Bitcoin. A crash to 1,200 is handleable. People will panic and they will sell and sell and sell, and then we will bottom, and then we will recoup those highs, because Bitcoin isn't going anywhere, guys, at least in my opinion. When Ethereum crashes, it'll be over, because when Ethereum crashes, it's going to crash for regulatory reasons, technical reasons, or straight up economic reasons, because that vaporware is unsustainable. Okay, it's a complete and utter joke. Okay, and yes, I was very wrong on the price, but I am not wrong on the technology, because smarter people than me have been laughing about their technology for a long time, and I trust them. Okay, trust them way more than I trust me, and I was always against their economics, and I was always against their the way they handle the regulatory environment, or lack thereof. All right, next. Is locking value of my Bitcoin with leveraged short positions a good idea? No, to protect profits. I don't think so. I wouldn't short. I mean, look, I wouldn't short. I wouldn't risk shorting, because look what's happening. We're going up and up and up and up. I mean, like, I can't time the top. I have no idea. No, I thought about this, and I think going fiat is safer than going short. Because if you go short and you're wrong, you lose a bunch of Bitcoin. If you go short and you're right, you make a bunch of Bitcoin. But if you are too right, you make a bunch of Bitcoin that is worth nothing, right? So I think the safer play, not to mention you have exchange risk, you have counterparty risk. I think the safer play is to either buy fiat or buy Litecoin. I think that's a safer hedge. Now, I talked about this on my last show, where buying Litecoin is more of a hedge, not a profit, right? If you profit from Bitcoin falling and Litecoin staying the same, good for you. However, Bitcoin can keep going up and Litecoin can stay steady, okay? And that's a hedge, and you should be happy about that, because if you don't want to go to fiat, go to the next best thing in crypto, which happens to be Litecoin. Now, if Bitcoin gets SegWit, if it gets Lightning, then Litecoin will not be as useful, and Bitcoin should shoot up to like 10,000 and above. Litecoin might stay in that $50 range, 30 to 50 bucks, but it's a hedge. I don't recommend it to make money, but as a hedge, it's fine. All right, let's move on. Oh God, Rich just sent me like 8 more questions. If you don't have an exchange account, you can't set up a stop loss order. Correct. How can you protect yourself from a crash? You can't. You have to sell it for fiat on the street. I can't protect myself from a crash, which is why I'm not even calling the top. I have no crash. I'm a Bitcoin believer, guys. Everyone knows I'm a big Bitcoin maximalist who happens to accept Litecoin. I'm a Bitcoin believer. I am not protected from a crash. The only way I protect myself from a crash is to sell my Bitcoin for cash on hand, which, you know, if my next door neighbor wants some Bitcoin when I get home to New York, I'll sell him some because I like this price. But I'm not going to go out looking for buyers. And if it crashes, I'm holding through it, because I think we're going to go higher. And I still believe that the user-activated soft fork will get us SegWit. And once it does, we're all set. I have a mycelium question. I have a mycelium wallet, did a transaction yesterday, and the fee was $21 on low priority. If I did it on high priority, it would be $42. Can you explain when this will end? This will end when we get SegWit, okay? This will start to end when we get SegWit. There's 2 reasons why this is happening to you right now. Well, maybe 3, okay? One reason is everyone wants Bitcoin. Everyone wants it. Everyone still uses it, okay? So the demand is high. That's one reason. Second reason, bad actors that want to take over Bitcoin and want bigger blocks and want full control are spamming the shit out of the Bitcoin network, okay? This has also been proven, okay? Third reason, would be nice if Bitmain and other miners actually mined full blocks, okay? And not use their bullshit ASIC boost or straight up mine empty blocks. Mine real blocks, help the users out, but they don't give a shit about the users, right? They only care about the money, which is why users are standing up and selling screw your ASIC boost, and Bitcoin needs to go back to the users. Now, here's the most important reason. How did the Bitcoin in your wallet accumulate? Because if I don't know how much Bitcoin you were sending, because you didn't say in your question. I can show you right now in my phone, and maybe I will when I do my video about, whoa, let me not show you my messages here. I will do a video, and I will show you one of my accounts, okay? My donation account. My donation account has a little less than 1 Bitcoin, okay? Maybe like a 0.75 of a Bitcoin, okay? My minimum fee is over $100. It's about 120 bucks. The reason is because that 0.75 Bitcoin is comprised of a bunch of small transactions, right? So when you have a bunch of small inputs, they take up space. And when you send them out as one transaction, that transaction is actually big. It's a lot of kilobytes, okay? If someone sends you a Bitcoin and then you want to resend that Bitcoin, that's little tiny kilobyte space, probably not even a kilobyte, okay? But if you have 100 small transactions that came in, and you want to send them out as one transaction, that is a very large data-intensive transaction. And the miners want to be compensated for taking up this much space in the block. That's why your fee is enormously high. In addition, Bitcoin fees are calculated in Satoshis per byte. Satoshis per byte. So if your transaction is, let's say, 8 kilobytes big, you're paying in like 200 Satoshis per each byte. And the higher the price of Bitcoin, the higher the value of 1 Satoshi, which is 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So the mining fee goes up with the value of Bitcoin going up. That is the way the system works, okay? This is why we need SegWit. This is why we need Lightning built on top of SegWit, okay? So that the average user is not paying these fees. Only the mega users are paying these fees, okay? Get SegWit. It'll solve your damn problem. And a big block won't. A hard fork will create a chain split. All right, let's move on. I know you don't care about Ethereum, correct? Do you think that Ethereum Classic will take place of Ethereum? No. Litecoin is a production testnet for Bitcoin. I see it that way. Charlie Lee doesn't. And ETH is a testnet for Ethereum Classic. Correct. I see it that way as well. POS will be tested on ETH. Correct. Ethereum Classic, I don't believe Ethereum Classic has any intention of going POS. Okay. POS is a scam designed by those that either pre-mined a lot of coins for themselves, like Ethereum did, or they insta-mine a lot of coins for themselves, like Dash did, and like Steemit did, okay, and God knows who else. All right, then they want to go proof of stake. So in the case of Dash, Evan insta-mined a shitload of Dash, then announced that the total number of Dash will be significantly smaller than what initially intended on, to give himself an even bigger percent stake in Dash than people originally thought he was going to even have, assuming they forgave him for the insta-mine, which I don't understand why they would. And then he comes up with the idea, hey, since I have all of this money that I printed for myself, how can I make more money from having this money, because I can't mine this shit anymore? I know, I'll come up with Masternodes, which is a proof of stake system that pays you for holding Dash. In fact, it pays you for removing liquidity from Dash so that it looks like there is less supply and more demand, right? This is the same thing that I've been saying about GBTC. This is the same criticisms I have had of Steemit and their stupid power up. And this is the same thing I'm saying about the exchanges that's going to happen going into August 1st with people pulling their money off exchanges. You contract the supply and any kind of demand blows through order books. This is like when it happens naturally, like in the case of Bitcoin, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. But when you're a scammer and you can force this onto the community, then yeah, you benefit when you're the first guy into that system. All right. So Ethereum had 75 to 80% of all Ethereum outstanding was pre-mined. For not even pre-mined, they just created it. Ethereum wasn't even mined. God, like what? 72 million Ethereum were just created out of thin air and sold as a security, in my opinion. They just created it. They just created it. And 60 million of that, sorry, wait, what are my numbers again? I think they sold, oh man, I don't even remember anymore. Check out my Crypto Scam Ethereum episode. I ran through the numbers. They either sold, they sold 60 million Ether, and then they created like 11 million Ether for themselves or something like that, or 12 million Ether for themselves, right? Or was it the other way around? No, I think it was that way. I don't remember. Like, check out Crypto Scam Ethereum episode. Okay, it's on my YouTube channel. I filmed it, and all the data is there. All right. So you go to proof of stake for one of the reasons is because you created the shit for yourself, and now you want to profit by holding it, right? With interest, just by holding it. Okay, and the miners of Ethereum are not going to let them do it, or those miners will go to Ethereum Classic, which I don't see why they would. They're profiting greatly from Ethereum mining. So Ethereum attempting to go proof of stake is going to be a complete disaster. That's going to split Ethereum again into ETH and ETW, with ETW standing for Ethereum work. Okay, and there you go. And then we'll see where your ICOs are going to be. Is your ICO going to split? Is your ICO going to pick one side or the other? Is your ICO then going to back itself up by issuing a second round of funding on the other chain? Who the hell knows? Which is why anyone doing an ICO on Ethereum, in my opinion, has no clue what the hell they're doing, and they shouldn't do it, and they just need money that VCs won't give them. All right, let's move on. Thoughts on AT&T granted patent on Bitcoin-powered subscriber server device? I have no clue what you are talking about. I'm sorry. I am not up to date on this news, so I can't comment. Next question. Okay. It says, I need to ask a question or I would not be honest with myself. I remember you saying you would never take tips from any altcoin, though now you are considering Litecoin. Why? I didn't consider Litecoin. I'm not considering Litecoin. That's a done deal, okay? I've thought about this, and I've changed my mind, and I decided to accept Litecoin donations because Bitcoin micropayments have become unusable. This has happened because of bad actors preventing deactivation of SegWit and allowing Bitcoin to scale. So if people continue to send me 50-cent donations, they are in Bitcoin, they are rendering my Bitcoin wallets inoperable from everything I explained earlier in this episode about how when you have a large fee, you have to pay a large fee to move out a bunch of small transactions. So because of that, I've chosen the least scammiest of the altcoins, which is Litecoin, and it's suiting my purpose for small micropayment donations. And until Bitcoin gets the user-activated soft fork SegWit in there and Lightning channels, and perhaps in the future I will no longer accept Litecoin donations. But for now, It's and a lot of people were asking me to, like, if someone wants to send me a couple of bucks, you know, I'm an idiot for not accepting that right now. I will only accept it in an altcoin that I never actually called a scam. And I believe the only two that I've looked into and have not called a scam are Litecoin and Monero. There are lots of altcoins I have not looked into yet, like, I don't know, I don't want to name them, right? If I have not looked into the altcoin at all, I try not to give an opinion of it. So there are altcoins that I haven't yet said scam or not scam, but right now on my list of in the top 10 coin market cap, the only ones that are not scams to me are Bitcoin, Litecoin, and probably Monero. But I'm not ready to accept donations and anything else yet except Litecoin. Tone, you said you respect Charlie Lee because he had a job and wasn't pumping a coin. Now that he's quit his job to work on Litecoin, does that make him a pumper? Good question. I don't know yet. He hasn't said. I haven't heard what he had to say. Also, is it possible he was the Chinese Trojan horse to get Litecoin accepted on Coinbase? That'd be great. Maybe. But look. Coinbase accepts Ethereum. So that's it. I mean, Coinbase is a joke. Once Coinbase started accepting Ethereum, Coinbase became a joke. So them accepting Litecoin at that point is fine. I mean, I would have been okay with them accepting Litecoin, but them accepting Ethereum is a joke. All right, next. What is the possibility that Bitcoin has an Elliott wave formation as a Fibonacci extension from the first bubble? Guys, I think Elliott waves are super dumb, super dumb. I like Fibonacci's for retracement purposes, occasionally for projections, but Elliott waves are, I consider super dumb. When you have a technical indicator that has never been wrong, not even once in the history of the world, that should tell you something of how dumb this indicator is. Okay, there's other. I mean, I can do an hour show talking about the stupidity of Elliott waves, but let's just move on. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. I don't. And yes, I know Elliott waves. I even know the guy that helped build it whenever it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Okay, don't. Elliott waves will never ever appear on a tone vase chart of anything. All right, let's move on. Will our user activated soft fork hats be valuable collectibles in the future as an artifact from the great scaling debate? I hope so. But the thing is, it's a very common hat, and you're not going to know how authentic it is. So I really wish that when Samson made these hats, he had some kind of a stamp, some kind of, God, I'm not going to say like put them in the blockchain because that would be ridiculous, but some kind of proof of batch of when it was made and somehow authenticated by the manufacturer that this was the batch of hats that helped start the movement for user-activated soft fork, and then they become collectibles. Because otherwise, anyone can just create one of these hats 5 years from now, and then, what do you do? There's not enough detail here that someone can't fake. All right, let's move on. Last question, guys. Are you turning your Litecoin tips into real money like Bitcoin? No, I'm not. When I started accepting Litecoin tips, for the respect of the Litecoiners that watch me and support me with their Litecoin, I have said that I will not convert my Litecoin to Bitcoin until at the earliest next year, right? So as of January 1st, I will no longer be obligated to the community on my statement that I will hold on to my Litecoin till at least 2018, and then we'll see, okay? And I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to, look, if all of these people believe in Litecoin and they want to tip me in Litecoin, okay, let's see if they're right. And I'm willing to hold on to that Litecoin till at least 2018. All right. Oh, God. No. That had to be the last question. Oh, man. All right. I got 4 more questions. Jesus, guys. All right. And then we have to stop. By supporting these altcoins through tips, are you not one of the people who are creating the insane bubble? I hope no. I don't think so, because Litecoin, I thought Litecoin was way undervalued, and the only coin I'm accepting is Litecoin. And I think the bubble is in Ethereum. I think the bubble is in shitcoins. I think the bubble is in scams. And I don't think Litecoin's a scam. And at the moment, because Litecoin actually does have SegWit, it's possible that it will be the replacement for Bitcoin in terms of transactions. But if Bitcoin dies, there will never be a crypto store of value that people trust. But Litecoin could serve as the payment. Like, I always thought that Bitcoin would be the one and only blockchain for everything, but it's possible that if bad actors continue to screw with Bitcoin and cause Bitcoin problems, then Litecoin will become the currency, the medium of exchange of choice on the internet, even if it's not anywhere near the same store of value as Bitcoin ever was, okay? So no, I don't feel like I'm contributing to the bubble by accepting Litecoin donations. Let's imagine 100% users signal BIP 148 with full core and BIP 148 wallets, and 100% of the miners do not signal it. What happens? Network just stops. Yes, that is an impossible scenario. If 100% of users and economic nodes and core developers support BIP 148, there's no way 100% of miners are going to go against it, okay? So it's an impossibility. But theoretically, if 100% of miners want one thing and 100% of users and core wants another thing, there will be no Bitcoin transactions going on, because whatever Bitcoin transactions are being the miners, no one is buying, no one is, those blocks are not hitting the blockchain that people want to use. And the blockchain that people want to use, there are no miners to validate those transactions. So yes, in that theoretical scenario, Bitcoin becomes a black hole. Transactions go in, nothing comes out. All right, next. How about you make a list of important nodes, and each day we all send messages and requests? Guys, I don't have that kind of time. I'm sure someone's going to do this. I think someone's going to do this, okay? That chart of the Bitcoin core developers, which I'm going to show screen in 1 second. We need this chart for economic nodes, and I think someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me. I gotta do my own. I gotta do my job of protecting my own Bitcoin, and I gotta help my followers protect their Bitcoin. Okay, if someone somewhat prominent that can get the ear of the Bitcoin core developers, if they can get this list, if they can create a website, if they can have some kind of a joint effort, you know, if people got together, they made a website for economic nodes, put every exchange, put every wallet, put, you know, any important company on there, you know, like don't even bother putting BitPay on there. Who cares what they have to say at this point? They've been bought and paid for by Bitmain. You know, get some of these important companies on a list, and yeah, start checking it out. Also, I didn't share my list of mandatory reading. Please go to the description of this video. There's a list of articles I recommend people read. There's videos I recommend people watch. There's a playlist of videos to watch. There's also links there of where I got my Trezor, Crypto HW wallet. There's links there to where I got my miner, which I didn't get yet. I didn't get it yet, guys. I did not get it yet. It's supposedly it's in the mail, but or will be in the mail as of Monday. It's coming from China. It's not coming from Bitmain. It's an Avalon miner through Canon. There is a link, but I have not got it yet, so I can't like guarantee you that everything is kosher here, right? Like it says suppose I got the receipt that it's either in the mail already or in the mail on Monday. I haven't had time to read into the receipt. Okay. All right, let's move on. Last question. Tone, please detail your anticipation of the run-up to the user-activated soft fork 24 hours before it happens. My main question would be, why? Yeah, guys, I might be like live streaming for like 48 hours straight, right? Look, I'm going to be fully prepared a few days before August 1st. I'm going to set up some kind of a live stream. I mean, this is why I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I'm going to LA in July for a few days, but I will be back, before August 1st, and I will try to learn as much as I can, and I will try to share that with all of you. Okay, finally, on a closing note, let me just share my screen one more time. Now that I have a lot of live viewers right now, I think I'm maxing out. Looks like 330. Look, this is the latest. Beautiful. This is the latest view of our core developers. I mean, Greg Maxwell going from a node to deficient is huge, huge. Alex Marcos also going from a node to deficient is huge. Deficient means they're okay with the idea now. They're not against it, right? All we need is like Matt Corello and Jorge. That'd be awesome. Come on, guys. Come on. Get on our side here. All right. Matt, awesome job. Love it. Look, none of them believe in SegWit 2x. That's ridiculous. Which is what I knew. I could have told Barry that before he tried putting the meeting together. And I don't even talk to these guys unless I'm in San Francisco or something. And not even all of them, just a few of them. All right. So what was I going here for? I don't even remember. Oh, John Light's article. Oh man, I don't even have it handy. Nope, I don't want to take this out. I'll Google it. Hold on. Got a good article. Oh, shoot. Nope, I spelled it right. No, that's a new one from 9 hours ago. Nope, not where I want it to go. Oh, man. Too bad. Anyway, check out the description of my video. It has a link to John Light's article that gives you templates on how to email exchanges, how to email economic nodes to get them to support SegWit via user-activated soft fork. All right, guys. On this note, I have to go, and hopefully I'll see you all on. I think my next show will probably be Wednesday, unless something comes up. Let me glance at the price of Bitcoin one more time, just to see what's going on. Is this Bitcoin? That's Bitcoin. All right, we're still at 29.40. I am nervous about this 9 causing this week to be a top week. And the high for today was 29.60. I would like to see us get a little bit closer to 3,000. And then tomorrow is going to be a huge day. And honestly, the next 7 hours are going to be huge. Let's see how this candle closes. If we have a big pullback into end of day, that could spell trouble into next week. But I'm still optimistic. I still think you have to be nutso to leave your coins on any exchange. And the sooner you get them out, the better, because you don't know what exchange is or isn't solvent. So you start putting pressure on these exchanges and you make them support user-activated soft fork so that we can finally scale Bitcoin once and for all. All right. Thanks, guys. See you all. on the next one.